The awareness is the ability to look at things, or listen to things, with other senses, such as smell, taste, and touch, rather than the mind that interprets what is being seen or heard. Implement that into your day-to-day activities. The spiritual practice is of the earliest origin. In the event that this is the sole spiritual practice you engage in, it would be sufficient. Therefore, awareness is necessary for innocent perception. In the backdrop of your perception, you need to be awake in order to accomplish this. You will always be dominated by your thoughts if you do not have the alertness. Keeping oneself aware prevents one from thinking. You are familiar with the narrative that I referenced in the New Earth. It is a story from the ancient Zen tradition in which the pupil and the Zen master are traveling through the mountains on a lengthy journey. When they come to a halt for a picnic, the disciple, who has only been practicing Zen for 10 years, asks the master, "I don't quite get it yet." The disciple is still having trouble understanding what Zen is all about. How can I go into the Zen state? Or to put it another way, how do I get into the condition of consciousness that is Zen? What should I do? In response to his question, the master glances at him and asks, "Are you able to hear the sound of that mountain stream?" Therefore, the disciple responds, "No, I am unable to hear it." In the words of the maestro, just see if you can listen, see if you can hear it. This is the point that the master is trying to make to the pupil, which is to become more vigilant. In that location, the master makes a connection between the awareness and the auditory perception. As a result, the sensory perception of the auditory system is affected. The master advises him that in order to hear that mountain stream, you need to pay closer attention to what you are hearing. Following that, the disciple, at that very instant, experiences an increase in their level of attention and consciousness. Next, he departs. It goes without saying that at that particular time, when he is engaged in that focused listening, he is no longer thinking or attempting to figure out what Zen is all about. He's just like. Then, he suddenly becomes aware of a sound coming from a mountain stream that is located in the distance. The stream is quite small, but it produces a sound, and he expresses his agreement by saying, "Yes, I can hear it." The sage declares, "That's sufficient. From that point forward, enter Zen." The purpose of this is to demonstrate what it means to be aware, and this is a practical example. Jesus is also heard discussing it. Be awake as if you were. He directed his words. There is a parable that he tells about a servant who is waiting for his master. There is no way for him to predict when the master will arrive. You need to be on the lookout because he might approach you in a very stealthy manner. Please, do not go to sleep. Wait for the master while you remain vigilant. Therefore, the servant is currently seated at that dwelling. Maybe the door is located. The sound is located on the higher floor, according to my interpretation of the story. The master is quite quiet, and he could arrive at any minute. He is really unpredictable. Therefore, the presence of the servant would essentially be continuously present. If he does not, he can end up missing the master. Once more, this is an illustration to demonstrate what that particular state of mind is. Once more, continuing with the analogy of linking awareness with auditory experience, you can also associate it with other perceptions, with all perception, or with no perception at all. Moreover, there is no strain or tension associated with that awareness. The motivation behind it is not one of willfulness. It is not like that. You don't have the ability to force yourself to be more awake by holding your breath. I am still unable to hear the stream in the mountains. To be aware and relaxed at the same time is required. To put it another way, I shall occasionally make use of the phrase vibrational frequency. It is true, regardless of whether or not it is supported by scientific evidence. Also, I don't care about it at all. I am able to detect when, due to the fact that I, too, suffer fluctuations and thereby fluctuating levels, I face limitations, like my breathing. In the background, there is always a certain level of attention, yet there are moments when the level of alertness increases, and there are other times when it simply decreases. The awareness is always present in the background. And then there is the awareness, which is kind of like a switch that dims the brightness. It does not stop, and then it stops. As far as the circumstances are concerned, it is still present. On the other hand, the so-called enlightened state, which is the goal that every human being is destined to achieve, even though many people will not achieve it in this lifetime, but that is good. What this would imply is that there is a continual awareness in the background, and it also persists. A significant number of you already have it intermittently, and it's possible that some of you already have it consistently in the back of your mind. In addition, the only reason you are present is because you find it entertaining. The question, "Oh, when is it going to be continuous for me?" is pointless, however, because it is not relevant. Unimportant question to ask. This is the only question that truly matters. Is it there now? That has to be the only possible location for it to be. Right now. What you should be asking is not, will it be there in 10 minutes? Who can say for sure? Does it have a chance of being there when I go home the following week? Who will know? Now is the time, however, when you get home. Consequently, the only inquiry that is pertinent is, am I aware now? In addition, if you even remember to pose that inquiry, which is a potent indicator of awareness, you may very quickly extricate yourself from the query, which is still a thought. My term for it is a pointer. Certain states of mind are indicators that point beyond the realm of thought. Am I aware now is what it asks. This is a very effective pointer. Yes, which can immediately lead you to that alert, heightened attentiveness is the next step after that. Am I aware now? Please allow me to verify. In addition, the inspection causes an increase in the vibrational frequency for the system. At the same time, you are able to watch and feel that. You have the ability to learn to notice others. In no way is it judgmental. This is a well-known truth. It is possible to evaluate a person's level of consciousness by simply looking at them. This can be done to a certain extent. There are a great number of people who have some level of awareness in their lives, even if they may have never been exposed to any kind of spiritual teaching. They have no idea what it is, but it is undeniably present. Very frequently, in spite of the fact that I do not enjoy being recognized